body. But still so many diseases are taking place in the body. And if we want to continue the body even with diseases, one day old age falls on us just like a thunderbolt. And okay, let me be on the bed. So many people will be serving him, but he will be laying on the bed. No. Even like that also we cannot survive. Again mrityu comes and again it takes away. We cannot enjoy all these things forever. So look, the troubles, the problems that this body has while getting, while maintaining, while leaving, and even after leaving also. There are so many things like that. Chandogya is one of the Upanishads. In its Prapatakas, it describes about the journey after life, journey of the soul after life. The part is called Pancha Agni Vidya. Now, Pravahana was one of the great kings, who revealed this Panchagni Vidya. There he says, the soul after leaving the body, how it goes, where it goes, how it makes its journey, how it comes back, and where from it starts taking a body, and how it manifests. So now all these things were described in the Panchagni Vidya. Here, Krishna says, Janma Murtyu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam you have to do by thinking that Panchagni Vidya. There it is, briefly we explain that to you. The soul while leaving the body, it carries along with it certain things like 5 sensory organs, manas and bhuta sukshmas, which we called the other day as sukshma sarira. Just like a capsule, it will be covering always the soul. The soul while leaving carries all these things away from the body. It is also described in the 15th chapter of the same Bhagavad Gita. Sariram yadavapnoti yachyapyutkramati svaraha gruhitva etani samyati. He just removes all these things, picks these things up from the body, and then he goes to the other body. So while migrating from one body to the other, he will be having all the records with him through these senses, through the jnanendriyas and manas. Because as yesterday we were discussing about the credit cards, So as credit cards carried by the people from one place to the other, thus the soul also carries all these sensory organs and manas with him, where the records of billions and trillions of lives are there, preserved. Even today, whatever we did 1,000 lives before is also here. The record is available. We are not able to pick it up. It's a different thing. It is said in Shastra, a greatest person who did yoga, if he wants to see back his history, he can go back up to 21 births. Beyond that, no man could go, if he tries. Some people might reach up to 1 birth, some people 2, some people 3, 4, 10, 21. To that level, yes, we can go. Beyond that, we can't. But with us, we are carrying all the records of all the previous births. They are now with us. So they will be showing their impact and their effect on us. So while leaving, we carry them with us, and we directly come out of the nalika, which is provided for the soul to come out, and just quit the body. There are certain ways recommended in that. Now, for a person who is having tamasic qualities to be enjoyed, then he has to quit the body from the doors which are provided in the bottom of the body. For the person who is having rajoguna with him to enjoy, then he comes out from the side doors. But for a person who has sattvic quality with him to enjoy, then he comes out from the Brahmarandhra, from the top path. The same thing Upanishad said. Krishna also describes the same again in the last chapter of Gita. Urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha madhye tishthanti rajasaha jaghanya gunavrittisthaha adho tishtanti tamasaha. He said that. So the three paths are called with three names. The top path is called Archi, Adi. And the middle path is called Dhumadi. And the bottom path is called Yamyadi. Yamyadi. Who quits the body through Yamyadi Marga, he goes to Naraka. Or he takes the bodies like stones, trees, just mountains, and so on and so forth. He cannot use his knowledge at all. Who comes out through the middle path, which is called Dhumadi Marga, he takes the bodies of animals, flies, other creatures, and so on and so forth. But who comes through this, what you call the Archeradi, the Sushumna, you call the Sushumna, who comes out through Sushumna and takes the path of Archiradi, then he enjoys eternity. He is the one who goes to enjoy either self or God. Others cannot. But how? That is interesting there in that. For the person who goes directly to enjoy the self or enjoy God, for him a path is recommended. For others another path is recommended. It is again described in 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He said so in the 8th chapter. Whoever goes in the white path, he need not come back. He need not take any door, he need any birth. But who goes through black path, he has to take bodies. There Krishna just totally said there are. But those two again divided into two, no? They are Yamyadi and Dhumadi. Who goes through the Sushumna, he directly goes first to sun, it seems. Sun's rays are linked with our body. Through this ray, he reaches sun, and just crossing through the sun, he takes Archi, Dina, Purvapaksha, Shadang Masa, Abda, Vata, Amsumat, Glow, Vidyud, Varuna, Indra, Dhatu, Mahitaha, Simanta, Sindhvaprataha, Sri Vaikunthamupetya, Nityam, Ajadam, Tasmin, Parabrahmana, Sayujyam, Samavapya, Nandati. He never comes back. Sargepi nopajayante, pralayena vyadhanticha. Krishna said so. So he never comes. But for a person who takes either Dhumadi or Yamyadi, again he also comes out in the same way. He also first reaches the sun. But after that, it seems he takes again the route of Chandra. Chandra means don't think the moon whom we are seeing now. But there must be another Chandra. He takes that Chandra, and from Chandra again he comes down. Then he takes the form of a cloud. With that cloud again, through the rain, he falls on the earth. That is very crucial time for the soul. While falling on the earth, if the soul along with the rain falls in the ocean, then he will become the water there. With the drops of water, he will be there. Don't think that he is going to become water. With the drops of water, this soul will be there. If a fish drinks that water, again he is going to become a part of the fish body. Or if a bigger fish, or if some tree is extracting that water, there are so many plants in the water also, right? So if a plant takes that water, he is taking the form of a plant in the water. And if somebody, makes salt out of the water again, he is taking the form of a salt. And again, it's interesting, if a man eats that salt, he is again coming and entering the body of a human being. Or if some animal drinks that water again, he is going to enter the animal's body. The third step is very crucial one. If that water is dropped somewhere in a desert, he will be always with the sand again. for so many months or so many years, probably. And again, if he falls through the rain somewhere in a field where there are good grains or paddy or something like that, he takes the form of that plant, the tree. And again in the tree, he may become a part of the root, he may become the part of trunk, he may become the part of bark, he may become the part of a branch, he may become the part of a leaf, he may become the part of a flower, become a part of a fruit, or even in the fruit also, he may become the part of the inner seed. If he becomes the seed again, he has to remain there only. If he becomes the part of the juice, again, if a man drinks that, he is going to enter the man's body. That is the third step where he is going to take a body. Wherever he drops, depending upon that, he takes a body. Or if that rain is dropped in a drainage, think, he is going to become a part of the drainage water. And if some insect drinks that water, again he is going to become an insect there. That's very, very difficult thing, to judge where he falls. It depends upon, the total thing is totally computerized, so we can't handle that, anyway. Where to fall, how to fall, everything is programmed while leaving the body itself. Our people nowadays, they're taking rockets and going to other moon-like planets. While leaving the earth, the whole thing is programmed. When to leave this planet, how to make a rotation, and how to cross the field, how to cross the orbit, how to reach the moon, when to land, again when to come up, when to come back, where to fall. All these things are just programmed, isn't it? When we are making programs like that, don't you think God could make wonderful programs? So he makes it. So while leaving the body itself, everything is just programmed, and the soul, so after crossing through the rain stage, it falls somewhere basing on the karma which the soul has to enjoy. And if, the big if is there, it's very, very difficult. Remember, my friends, it's very difficult to fall on a field, take the form of a plant, and again in that also take the form of an eatable thing like rice, wheat, fruit, or eatable leaf or flower like that. Even in that, if a lady eats, nothing will happen then. But if it is a male person who eats, and again in that body also, if he takes the form of that, what you call that, a spermatozoa, then there is a chance to take a new body of a human being. Otherwise, no. In spite of taking the body of a grain, think if a cow comes and eats it away, then again he is going to enter cow's body. It's interesting. Even in the cow's body, after entering the cow's body also, if he forms the body, skin or flesh, then I think again it's a difficult task for him. But if he takes the form of milk, again there is a chance for him. If that milk is, taken by the calf, again he goes to the body of calf. Though the chance is just nearing him, again there is a diversion. If the milk is offered to God, again he is coming closer to God. In spite of taking the body of milk also again, You people, must be knowing, because all of you are just educated. Take a drop of water, take a drop of milk, take a piece of leaf. If you put it under the microscope and just observe, there are thousands of cells. All these cells are like that. But one cell among them plays major role. Who, if at all, if provided to enter a male body, and they takes the form of a cell, a life-creating cell, and then if the male person again, does what you call the Janana Kriya, and even there, thousands and lakhs of cells will go waste. One cell may form body. And after that, that is the fourth place for the soul to take the body. Then he enters the woman's body. That is the fifth Agni, which is called Panchama Agni. Therefrom, few might come out. Again, after entering the female body also, some may get aborted. Again, he may not take a body. He may not survive. Very few will survive. We are such people. Crossed through so many problems. Escaping from all those troubles. We came human form. How lucky we are, you have to imagine. How blessed we are. Because now we got the human body, we forgot all those troubles. We didn't know all those troubles. We think, it's very easy to get a human body. Nar tan bar bar nahi milati. Great poet says, it's not easy to get a human body. We did not realize that. But the soul, after leaving the body, yes, it knows all those torturings and pains and troubles and problems and pains, So realize how difficult it is to get the janma first. How difficult it is to survive in the body. Doctors say, at each and every step there is every possibility to get deformity in the body. So if somebody gets deformity in the body, doctor says, it's no wonder to get deformity, it's wonder to come like this. To come as a human being with all senses, all organs, with all limbs and other things. It's very surprising. God's mechanism is really wonderful. How it works, how He helps, we can't imagine it all. Just we can't imagine. So my friend, you are a lucky person who got the human body. And you are a lucky person who are in hale and healthy, having ears, having eyes, having nose, having mouth, having brain, having heart, nice things to deal with people and nice judgment power. So many things you are blessed with. Use them properly. While using them properly, think how difficult it is. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, and dukkha's that are accrued by them, and the doshas while having them. We have the body now. It's really good body, no doubt. But are we able to keep it always good? How many bad smells? My God. The whole thing is totally covered and we say, I am so pure. We have to open the skin and see. My God. If small thing comes out of the body, how we hate it. If mala is released, if mutra is released, if something through the mouth, something through the nose, something through eyes, something through ears, if very little thing comes out, we hate it. We feel allergic to see, to touch. How many things are there like that in the body? And you say, I am muddy. You are muddy, no doubt. But to what that muddy is? Is it to the body? Or is it to the flesh? Is it to the something else in the body? We don't know. How many doshas are there with the body? Okay, all they are just covered. So we are happy now. Even with this, we wash and come again dirt. We can't keep it always clean. How many doshas are there in the body? How many are coming out all the times? These are just physical things we are talking about. But how many things through the brain? How many bad thoughts through the brain? We can't say that. We can't count them at all. Janma, Murtyu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha. And while crossing through, how many doshas? See them. Anudarisanam. Krishna didn't say, just do darisanam. He said, Anudarisanam. Anudarisanam is that while making your routine, every day, every minute, every second, think the nature of the body and deal with it. Anudarsana means thinking constantly. Not just, we heard the discourse, yes, it's very difficult to. The moment again we come out, we feel like eating something because there is a, at the entrance itself there is something, The moment just we go there, oh my God, how beautiful. If I won't eat it, why should I live at all? Come on, Daddy, start. War declared against those objects that are prepared. Come on, consume them, finish. We have seen a few people, they eat food, they get into the flight. The moment flight takes off, again the hostess comes and serves something, he takes. As if he never seen them. And after a few more minutes, again, he brings few more things, again they start eating them. After getting down, they serve something, again they start eating them. My God, this is a big garbage, This is just to throw something in. That is how people feel. We have seen, while we are returning from US, in the flight there are few more sadhus like us. They are sitting just a nearby seat. Whenever air hostess brings something, they have no partiality at all. Whether they bring whiz or envy, no partiality. Bring something, got it. Bring something, ate it. Bring something, ate it. Or bring something, drank it. Whatever it may be. They are very compassionate towards those things, And that is, think of something, how the body is, how to keep it, how many doshas it's creating for us. Hunger, anger, lust, jealousy, how many bad qualities. This is what you call the akaram. It is a mine of all sorts of nuisance. But physically it appears really good. Friend, deal with it. You may think that I took a shower and I wore wonderful muddy clothes. Still remember, you are dealing this body and you are treating it pure because there is life in it. Because there is life in it. If the life is not there, no, you are not going to deal, you are not going to treat it pure. The moment you have to take a shower. You become asuddha whenever we touch it. Dukkha, dosha, anudarisanam, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Enjoy things. God never denied. God didn't ask you to give up everything and take sannyasam and go to Himalayas or go to Ganges or go to forest. He didn't say that. Enjoy things. Because after all you have to live. You have to use this body. You have to live with this body only. So take care of the body also, but don't see that it is overfed. Then it never cares you. No. If we eat in controlled manner, we can sit alert, we can stand alert, we can work alert. If we feed more than what it needs, then what happens? The teacher is giving discourse and student is listening and sleeping. If the teacher overeats, then he will be giving discourse and sleeping. That is what happens. Let it not happen. But while enjoying things, realize the nature of that particular object which you are enjoying and who you are, the body which is enjoying those things also. Dukkha, dosha, darshanam. This is the next thing what we have to do. And then he says, asaktihi anabhishwangaha putra dara gruhadishu nityam cha samachittatvam ishta anishta upapattishu. These are few interesting things. The first one is asaktihi. Asaktihi, detachment. Detachment towards objects which are other than soul. Have attachment only towards soul. Whichever helps you in realizing the soul, accept them. Which objects you in realizing the soul, keep it away. That is what we call asakti. Asakti rahityam. That is needed. It depends upon the goal you fix up. If your goal is to get first rank in the class, then you concentrate more in your subject. And if somebody asks you to come to cinema, then you say, I'm not interested, I have no time, my friend, sorry. Then you say so. And if somebody takes you by force, you will be in cinema theater, watching cinema, but your thought will be always with your book, with your subject, though you are in cinema room, because your mind is attached with the first rank, not with the picture that's appearing in front of the eyes. That's what we call asakti. You have to live with people only. You have to deal with them. Though you are having tremendous amount of Atma Jnana, still you have to live with these people only. Few people who are encouraging you to do good, few people who are encouraging you to do bad. Few people friends and few people enemies. Yes, they will be always with you. You have to live with them only. But while living, yes, try to develop a sort of asakti with people who are discouraging you from your goal. Still you have to live with them. No, you have to respect them, because if you disrespect them, again they may cause some sort of damage. It is interesting with politicians, they, after giving ministries to all of those people whom they like, still there will be some people in the party, for them also they give some chairmanships here and there. You know why? If he was not given any position, he will cause damage to the party. Another party comes, again party number 2. If it is, some XYZ party, XYZ2 comes. Otherwise a group will go away from them. Again there will be a problem for the government to survive. So you have to satisfy that fellow also, but you give him a post which never plays a major role. Thus you satisfy them. Some textile chairman or some other chairman where he need not deal at all, the mechanism automatically does the work. You have to deal with people like that. People around you, some people may appear good, but at the same time they may be having their own aims to achieved. You have to satisfy such people also. Some enemies also at times you have to satisfy, but while doing that, keep your goal so fixed and just make your journey towards that and see that they come along with you, not causing any damage to you. Few people will really inspire you, really encourage you. Few people, if you won't accept them, they become a hurdle on your way. Don't let them become a hurdle in your way. That is how you have to look at them. Asaktihi. And then he said, Anabhishwangaha putra dara gruhadishu. Anabhishwangaha, lesser interest. On whom? Putra, your children. Dara, wife. Gruhadishu, your wealths. On them also don't think that these are permanent things with you. There are some people, as I constructed a house, my life goal is achieved. Is it your life goal? Constructing a house and keeping something in bank? Finished? Once, somebody came to our Swamiji